Hello, I'm Bas Hamer from Possum Labs, and today we will be talking about templates, and this is the third of the tutorials for the Possum Labs project. Now, this is assuming you are using the English version of the package. If you use the core version, refer to the core tutorials. And we're going to be talking about the following scenario here. And what we're doing with these templates is we're going to be controlling the height property of our users. So we want to make sure that if we just create a new user, the height is set to 2. And if we have our admin and we ask it for its height, we also expect a value of 2. We expect a user of type short to have a height of 1. And we expect a guest to have a height of 1 as well. So what we're doing is both the interactions of creating new data, but also how templates interact with existing data. And again, you can also do more complicated things where you reuse different properties of your different objects. All right, so let's take a quick look. So we have this file over here, this user.json. This name is important, has to match your entity. And what we have here is 3 templates. We have this guy over here, this guy over here, and this guy down here. Now, 2 of the templates have names. The first one does not. That makes it the default template. And that means that everyone who doesn't have a template specified gets a height of 2. Whereas if your template is specified as short, you get a height of 1. And if your template is specified as tall, you get a height of 3. The way that this interacts with existing data is as follows. Here we have our users that we looked at before in tutorial 1. And what you see is we have now a template specified for the guest, and the template is set to short. The last area where templates are showing up in your code is going to be in our repository. By the way, you can see that the height is just left blank, so by default it will be set to 0, and all of our values are set to 1 or 2. So the templates are being applied. And we're going to go back down here to this place where we actually create our users. And over here you see that we call the template manager and we ask the template manager to apply a template to our user. Now, templates are very useful and they are great for specifying data, especially things that are a little bit gnarly like foreign key relationships and things like that. So for instance, if you're trying to create an item, it has to have a specific UPC code that already exists in the system. Putting these things in a JSON file makes them easier to maintain because now in your different scenarios, you can refer to the template rather than having to refer to the explicit UPC codes in your scenarios themselves or in the code, the C#. Templates are not good for managing state. For that we have characteristics and we'll be covering those in the next lesson. State is something that is like a bigger change. For instance, the height of a user or the title of a user, those are things that you can absolutely template. But is a user is logged in is much more of a state transition. It's not really a Boolean. Other things have to happen in the system for that to be true. So in those particular cases, you have to use characteristics, and we'll be talking about those in the next lesson. Thank you very much for your time, and let me know if you're enjoying these tutorials below.